In this section, we're going to talk about problems related to squares, perimeter, and consecutive numbers. So let's talk about squares. Remember, if we are talking about powers, I could have a number x squared. What it means is I have a number and it's going to be multiplied by itself. So for example, 2 squared is equal to 4. 3 squared is equal to 9, 4 squared is equal to 16, so on and so forth. We represent a square by putting an exponent 2 to the base. And the opposite of a square is taking the square root. So the square root, we would use this symbol, undo the exponent 2. So for example, if I have square root of x squared, this simplifies into an x because the square root symbol and the exponent 2, they kind of cancel each other out, and we just have an x. Now let's look at this question here. 3 times the square of a number less 2 is 25. What is the number? There's a lot of things going on here, but we can undo things a little bit at a time. Is 25? We know that we can interpret that as equals 25. So something will eventually equal 25. The words less 2 means I'm going to subtract 2. Now, for the remaining part here, 3 times the square of a number. I don't know what the number is, so I'm going to first label, let x be the number, or the unknown number here. We have 3 times the square of a number. Square of a number means we're throwing on an exponent 2. We're also going to multiply it by 3. So we have 3 times the square of some number subtracted by 2 is equal to 25. So let me rewrite this math sentence that we have. 3x squared minus 2 is equal to 25. The hardest part is setting up this question. But once we've set it up, the division and the solving of this algebraic equation should be fairly straightforward. 3x squared is equal to 25 plus 2. Let's continue to simplify. 3x squared is equal to 27. I'm going to divide by the coefficient. And the reason we have to divide by the coefficient first is because when we do algebra, we're doing the backwards of order of operation. So I have to deal with the multiplication and division of the 3 before I do the exponent 2. So we have x squared is equal to 27 divided by 3. We're going to throw on the square root of x squared now is equal to the square root of 9. Square root of 9, put it into your calculator or remember that 3 squared is equal to 9, and we have x is equal to 3. Okay, a question related to perimeter now. The perimeter of a rectangle is 18 meters. The length is 3 more than the width. Before we go on to solve, we need to first understand what perimeter is. So perimeter is defined as the distance, and I guess I should indicate it's the total distance around a shape or an object. The shape that we're dealing with is a rectangle here. So if I were to draw a rectangle, I have two sides that are the same and two other sides that are the same. So I know that these two opposite each other has to be the same. I also know that these two are going to be the same. I don't know what the length and width is, but if I did, I could add it all up, and I know that the perimeter is going to add up to 18. So perimeter equals 18 meters. However, they've told us that the length is 3 more than the width. Let's write a statement here so that we can define some of the sides using a variable. Let x be the width of the rectangle. So I have x here, I have x here. What do we know about the length? The length is 3 meters more than the width. So if this is x, 3 more than this would be x plus 3. We've drawn a diagram. We've written an expression. So perimeter is equal to x plus 3 plus x again plus x plus 3. We know all of this is equal to 18 meters. Let's continue. We're going to collect our like terms. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. And number-wise, I have 3 plus 3, and that gives us 6. So 4x plus 6 is equal to 18. Let's rearrange it. So 4x is equal to 18 minus 6. 4x is equal to 12. And now we're going to divide 12 by 4. X is equal to 12 divided by 4. X is equal to 3. The 3 tells us what the width is. We know that the width is 3 meters. So that means the length is going to be 3 more than that. The length is 6 meters. Now, questions related to consecutive numbers. What's a consecutive number? Well, here's an example. Let's say I had 8, 9, 10. Those are consecutive numbers. 63, 64, 65. These are also consecutive numbers. You'll notice that all consecutive numbers, they come right in order or right after one another. So let's look at this in an algebraic sense. So if I had the numbers 8 and 9, I know that these are consecutive numbers, but I could say let x be the first number. Now, if x is the first number, then the number that's consecutive, such as 9, I could use x plus 1 to be the next consecutive number. So I know that one value right after will be the next consecutive number. So if I assigned my first number to be x and my second number to be x plus 1, I've represented two consecutive numbers. So let's consider the question here. The sum of two consecutive numbers is 59. What are the two numbers? So we write our let statement. Let x be the first number. Let x plus 1 be the next number. And we know that the sum, meaning if I add these two together, I'm going to have 59. So I have x plus 1, and this equals to 59. Let's collect our like terms. 2x plus 1 is equal to 59. And we're going to start rearranging. 2x is equal to 59 minus 1. 2x is equal to 58. Now I'm going to divide 58 by 2, and x is equal to 29. 29 is the first number. So the consecutive number that comes after it would be x plus 1. The next number is 29 plus 1, or we could say 30. So the two numbers that we have here, 29 and 30, when they're added together, we have 59. Now let's consider consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers. Let's say I had even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We could also have odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. When you look at these, you'll notice that going from one number to the next, we're always adding 2. So to go from my first even number to my next even number, I'm adding 2. I go to the next one, I'm adding 2 again, and I'm adding 2 again. Same thing for the odds. From 1 to get to 3, I'm adding 2, then I'm adding another 2 and another 2. So all consecutive odd or even numbers, they skip by 2. So if it increases by 2, I could say let x be the first number. The next consecutive odd or even number is going to be x plus 2. So let x plus 2 be the next even or odd consecutive number. Now, if I wanted to go for the third one, I'm going to have x plus 4. So when I say the next one, I mean between 1 and 5, we got there by adding 4. Now, the difference, if I wanted to go from 1 to 7, I'm going to be adding another 2. So let x plus 6 be the following even or odd consecutive number. In this case, it's asking us for the sum of 4 consecutive odd numbers. It's going to add to negative 88. What are the 4 numbers? Well, we've already determined here that the first number has to be x. The second number will be x plus 2. Third number will be x plus 4. And the fourth one will be x plus 6. What are the 4 numbers? Let's add them together. So I have x plus my second number, x plus 2, plus my third number, x plus 4, plus my fourth number, x plus 6. All of that adds up to negative 88. Let's simplify, take them all out of the brackets, and collect our like terms. We have 4x from the x plus x plus x plus x, and then the numbers 2 plus 4 plus 6, and that gives us 12. 4x plus 12 is equal to negative 88. Let's rearrange. 4x is equal to negative 88 minus 12. 4x is equal to negative 100. And we're going to divide negative 100 by 4. So that gives us x is equal to negative 25. Now, I know that the first number is negative 25. Now let's find the following numbers. First number is negative 25. The second number is x plus 2. So let's substitute that in. We have negative 25 plus 2. That gives us negative 23. Our third number is x plus 4. So I have negative 25 plus 4. That equals 21. And finally, the fourth number is x plus 6. So we have negative 25 plus 6, and that gives us negative 19. The 4 numbers that we have, negative 25, negative 23, negative 21, and negative 19. When they're added up, they give us negative 88.